I'm Hyman Darling, Chair of the Estate Planning Elder Law Department at Bacon Wilson. So many clients come to see us as elder law attorneys in time of crisis. That is usually when one or more of the family members is entering a long-term care facility, such as a nursing home, as opposed to an assisted living or independent living facility. The question is at that time, what can you do? Each case is going to be different, but there are certain rules that are pretty much the same no matter what happens. Now these rules change from state to state because each state has different limitations. Many states have limitations on what you can keep or what you can give away. However, in Massachusetts, the amount that a single person may keep is limited to $2,000. Most all other assets have to be spent down. There are certain other nominal amounts that a person can have, such as life insurance with a face value of no more than $1,500, a car of value no more than $4,500, a prepaid burial account of $1,500, and you may prepay your funeral, which is an unlimited amount of money. Whether it's a direct cremation or it's a fancy copper casket, that is an unlimited amount, because the more that the state allows you to have to pay for your funeral, the less that they would have to pay for it in the future. And by the way, the state of Massachusetts only pays up to $1,100 towards a funeral, so there's not very much that's going to be paid for by the state. In addition to that, if you're single, you really can't have everything else. All the other money that you've accumulated, saved for that rainy day, means that it is raining now and that money has to be spent. You may be able to keep a house for a limited period of time until it is sold when the person enters the facility, but that is pretty much as you can keep. You've got to spend down to $2,000. In the meantime, however, you can spend money on yourself. So if you want a recliner to move to the facility, or you want a large screen TV or a radio or some new clothing, all of that is certainly allowable to be spent on your care, but it has to be just for you. You can't be buying gifts for other people because there is a 5-year waiting period before that money would be protected. If you're married, the spouse at home gets to keep a house regardless of the value. It doesn't matter how much the value is of a house. If there's a mortgage, we can pay the mortgage down with cash that you've saved. In addition to that, the spouse at home currently can keep up to $109,560. It doesn't matter what those assets are. It could be liquid assets in retirement plans, annuities, stocks, bonds. It doesn't really matter. That's how much the spouse can keep at home. The spouse who's institutionalized is still only allowed to have $2,000. That is at a minimum. If the spouse at home might need some additional money because he or she does not have much income and we need money to have them pay the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the food, home care possibly, that person can apply for an additional allowance from the Medicaid office. Sometimes we can keep not only the community spouse's income but also the institutionalized spouse's income, and in addition to that we might be able to keep assets above the $109,560 limitation. We might have to go to a hearing to keep it again, but nevertheless it's worth it if we can keep that money, which will produce additional income to keep that community spouse at home. Otherwise she or he would have to sell the house, and the state doesn't require that, so the house does not have to be sold. In addition to that, we might be able to keep additional funds if there's a disabled child living in the home, or if there's extra situations that require home care, or maybe the person is living in an assisted living facility that requires a significant amount of expense every month. We might be able to keep additional assets. In any event, each state is going to be different, each situation will be different, and you really should be contacting an elder law attorney who is skilled and versed in these issues before making decisions. There's lots of information you can read on the internet, and there's lots of times that you'll find out some information from a family member or a friend or someone else who gives you information. That could be the old law that was given to you from 6 months ago, because the rules change frequently. So it's important to keep up on the law and make sure that you have up-to-date advice before making a decision. I'm Hyman Darling, Chair of the Estate Planning Elder Law Department at Bacon Wilson. We have 19 staff available to assist you in any time of crisis, but preferably we would like to assist you in some advanced planning before the time comes where somebody might need long-term care. If we can help Do not hesitate to contact us at any time. We are here to help you. We always have someone available, especially in time of crisis. Thank you.